Hey, what's up you guys? You're watching Team APS. In today's video, I'm going to share the top 5 most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks ever of all time. Let's get started. So the usual preface, this is not decks that were the most powerful necessarily of all time, or even necessarily the most competitively popular. So spoiler alert, you will not hear Dragon Rulers, you will not hear Teledad, you won't hear Necroz. Those aren't on this list, that's not really what this is about. This is instead based on the most widely used decks, because the decks that the most amount of players use most often. A lot of these are still really popular today, and a lot of this is based off of the types of messages that I get on Facebook where people are like, I want deck ideas, what do I build? And other people are like, here's what you build, or help me with my blah 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 deck, and these are the decks I hear the most often. They usually have a lot of support, they've just been very popular with players over the years. So most of them are kind of old if you're a little more recent, but let's hop in with number 1, which is Odd Eyes Magicians. So I think Konami did a wonderful job with the Master Pendulum structure deck. I think it was one of their very best structures at not only introducing people to the pendulum mechanic, but really releasing a deck that's just easy to play, easy to get into, very accessible. You could buy a few copies of the deck and have something that was quite playable and for a while quite competitive, and even still is to some degree today. And also, it's just a very flexible deck. You can include a lot of different things. You can mash a lot of different engines in. You can use, you can specialize in the Odd Eyes engine. You can more specialize in the Performance Pal part. It's really great, and it continues to be relevant because you can always change it and play around with it. Alec, one of the twins, you'll know, he built Odd Eyes Magicians, and he's always experimenting with it, always trying out new things. I'm always surprised. Trell as well. Lots of people just make different variants on this deck because there's so many different things you can tech in and so many different ways you can build it. It's a deck that I hear suggested a lot, when people are like, what deck should I build? And Odd Eyes Magician is just a really great, easy choice. It's very modern, it's easy to get your hands on, it's pretty easy to learn, pretty easy to play. I hear a lot of people play it. It's a popular deck you see in many locals for more lower level or mid-level players. And so yeah, I think it totally deserves number 5. I hear about it all the time. So Odd Eyes Magicians. Deck number 4 is Plant Synchro, and this is kind of one of those ones that I didn't exactly know how to call it. So I'm saying Plant Synchro, but I really just mean sort of that synchro decks in general. So that can kind of include Synchrons and Junk Doppel and like just a plant engine with Debris. Those cards, Debris Dragon, Glow Up Bulb, Spore, Dandelion, Lone Fire Blossom. And then other similar things like Unknown Synchron, Junk Synchron, Doppel Warrior, the Level Eater, those similar cards that, sometimes it takes the form of it took the form of Plant Synchro, sometimes it takes the form of like Quasar Turbo. Sometimes it's just an engine that people tech into things, but I always find that players are very keen on building a modern plant deck, a modern Plant Synchro, a modern Synchro variant with some amount of those cards, and it always really works. It's always a fun deck. It's a rewarding engine. You always feel like you have a lot more plays available to you. You feel like a good player when you win because there's so many options and so many ways you can go wrong, but also such a high skill ceiling when you play it right. And so I think that's why it's so popular. It's one that I just hear a lot of people playing. It's not necessarily as popular, I think, among maybe lower level or intermediate players, but I think like reasonably stronger, more talented players tend to gravitate towards it because even when it's not meta relevant, it's always one of those decks that's really fun, and it's evolved so much just through its history, starting with like kind of the quick draw Dandy Warrior deck and then becoming Plant Synchro and sort of changing up its Junk Doppel. It just changed up as the format called for it, but it's always something that I think people will go back to, and so that's what makes it really cool to me. Next one is Six Samurai. This is funny because it's a deck that I see people play a lot, and I don't actually know exactly why. I'm not a big Six Samurai fan, but it's something that I hear people always like building. Like I still have my old Six Samurai deck and I want to make it good again. I want to build Six Samurais. That's still good. And in a sense, Six Samurai are quite good, especially with the legendary Six Samurai support. It's a very easy deck to pick up and play, and the theme is really cool, just these sort of warriors, samurais, and it's fun because for newer players, I think, it allows them to swarm the field, because like that's something you see meta decks do, unless you feel like you're using a powerful, fast deck that can swarm. The things are pretty easy to search, the plays are rather straightforward, but there is a fair bit more depth than most people think. It can make synchros, it can make Xyz, it can lock up with like Naturia Beast and Barkion and the Shein locks, or it can just sort of overpower your opponent with monsters. And I think that's really cool. Thematically, it's a cool archetype. It's just easy to jump into. They actually made a structure deck for it, although I don't remember how popular that really ended up being. But this one, like I said, it's one that I don't like a whole lot, but I hear so many people suggest it to everyone else and ask me for advice about it that I think it deserves the number 3 spot. Number 2 is Black Wings. If you've been watching this channel long enough, you'll know my typical thing I kind of say about Black Wings is they're probably going to outlive Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself. This deck gets so much support. I swear, go on Dueling Network or DevPro and just type in Blackwing and look at all of the random support cards that they've gotten over the years. So many of those support cards are completely useless and very bad and just they don't do anything meaningful, or they just don't make any sense. But Blackwings are always getting more support. It just seems like they'll never stop. It's gonna be relevant for so long. And it's such a popular deck for players to build. I don't know why, but it's a deck I like personally, but I've never understood why it's been so popular. It had its prime in 2009, 2010, but here we are still, people want to play it and just want to make those synchros and use Icarus attack and search with Black Whirlwind and attack with Shura and use Kalutes and just, it's really cool. It's fun to see how Black Wings have kind of evolved over the past few years, and now they've actually got the Assault Black Wings, which are legitimately good cards, or at least some of them. But yeah, Black Wings, it's just one that I hear about a lot. So number 2. And the number 1 deck on this list that I see this deck so much in forums, Facebook groups, on Reddit, just on YouTube, Brain Fix, Heroes. Oh my god. So, funny story, I've actually heard, I have no clue this is true, but I've heard that like the guy who makes Yu-Gi-Oh!, I guess Kazuki Takahashi or whatever, Heroes are his favorite archetype, and that's why they like always randomly get more support. No clue if that's true, but it's just something I heard. I don't remember where I heard it from. But anyway, Heroes. So many people build this deck. It is insanely popular. I kind of get why. It's easy to play, it's straightforward, but it does allow a lot of flexibility. I think it's some combination of, the Masked Heroes being popular now, but I think it's been popular before then with Miracle Fusion and Super Poly, where you could just kind of use whatever attribute you want to use it in. It's anti-meta, so it's kind of fun for newer players who don't like the meta. They could run, like Gemini Beat or the whole big city builds of it that just kind of ran a lot more floodgate type stuff. I don't know. I mean, Heroes, they're really popular. I always hear someone saying, help me build a hero deck, help me change my hero deck, what can I improve? And I'm always like, well, there's not that much, it's a pretty straightforward deck. But it's been popular forever. I think it's always going to be one of the most, in this case, the most popular deck among Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. We all know about, Stratos being on the ban list and what people have to say about that. But yeah, Alright, fine, I admit, I've played Heroes. I actually played Heroes for a very long time, and there was a period of time in my locals where I was kind of known as the hero player. I didn't really play the Fusion Heroes, I just played Big City with like Ocean and Wildheart and Stratos and Skyscraper 2 and stuff like that. But I've played Heroes, I've enjoyed them, so I can't say I completely hate it. But it's definitely been, in my opinion, the most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck of all time and will likely continue to be. So, yeah, those are, from my experiences, the top 5 most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks. There were a load of runner-ups that I hear about a lot. Performapals, I'd say, are actually pretty high up there. It seems like a deck that a lot of people like to build. Dark World's pretty high up there. It's it's affordable, it's trolly, it messes a lot of people up, and so that's another one. But yeah, I feel like the list, I'm pretty satisfied with the list I ended up going with. What do you guys think though? In the comments, what decks do you guys hear talked about the most, built the most at locals by new players, mid-level players, even some high-level players for fun? It's a really cool thing, it's a really cool observation. So like I said, these aren't the most powerful decks or the most relevant or meta-defining, but just the most popular of all time. That's the video. I really hope you guys liked it. Remember, if you like these types of discussions, subscribe to my channel. I really want to get more subscribers this summer and pass up some of the competition. Yeah, I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so if you like what you see, Subscribe for more, and also you can win I'm giving away 1 of 10 TCG Player gift cards worth $20 that you can use on Yu-Gi-Oh cards or anything else on the site. And you can follow me on social media. All the information about that's down in the description below, so just check it all out. And remember to comment what you think are some of those popular decks of all time. What is your favorite? How accurate was my list? And I think that's gonna be it. So hope you guys have been enjoying your summer. Hope you guys, maybe you've been enjoying the decks that you like. And I think that's it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.